Hello everybody, my name is DDN, and today we're going to be doing something a little different besides gaming today. Today I'm going to be talking about basically my school life past, basically interesting parts about my school life back in the day. Maybe now. But if you would like to know, my real name is Noel. The French word of Christmas. So there you go. There's something about myself. But let's get started with the school stuff. So back when I was in third grade, there used to be this guy named Jeremy, right? He had to have a teacher next to him because he was such an asshole. But I remember when we was actually walking to our final period, which was math. So we're just standing in the hallway. There's just like a girls' line and a boys' line. So we're just sitting in the hallway. He's bumping into everyone. Everyone's just pushing him out the way. And so he walks one by one to everyone. Everyone pushes him. Boom, boom. Including my friends. He used to have this friend named Pedro. I'll get to him in a second. But I remember we would just push him out the way. And then once he got to me, Big Noelsenthal, he wanted to get angry because I was the one that pushed him so fucking hard. He just but he flew back. So he got mad. So he pushed me back. So I'm like, hold up. And he pushed me into the girls. So the girls pushed me up. I jump in the air and just I punched him. Superman punched him. In my head, I'm like, damn, I really just did that. But I'm not worried about that. I'm still trying to fight him. But he got lucky because the teachers came in the right time. If he didn't have those damn teachers, he would have been dead. But anyways, I remember that the teachers holding me back, so we couldn't fight no more. So they sent me to an office. And they were surprised that I was fighting because I was one of I didn't fight. I was one of the good kids. So they called my brother up. They had to get me from school. And then they told my brother I was in suspension, in school, suspension. I started crying on my brother because I thought I got expelled, but I didn't. It was just in school suspension. So after that, we never saw Jeremy again. He was gone. The face of the earth. The fact that he got embarrassed by me, just I basically was a superhero at that time. I said, "Bow!" He went "Oh my God!" So I'm pretty sure if he is watching this, I'll still get a rematch with you if you want. You know what I'm saying? I really know how to box. All right. But anyways, so after that, we never saw Jeremy again. Fourth grade, nowhere to be seen. It was just after that incident, he was gone off the face of the earth. Nobody had heard of him. So his friend he used to have was Pedro. Since he was gone, Pedro didn't have a friend. And I always thought of Pedro weird because him and Jeremy used to see if anyone had innies or outies and they'd show their stomach. It was fucking weird. But people would actually lift their shirts up too. It was just so weird. They came up to us. I was back off, smack their hands away. And me and my friends smack their hands away. So I remember he was just sitting at a table alone, didn't have no friends. So I came up to him. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "Oh, hey." It's I told him my name. I told him my name was Noel. He told me his name was named Pedro. And, I felt a special bond with Pedro. He was cool. So I started to hang around Pedro a lot more. I introduced him to my other friends. My other friends didn't really like him. I don't know why. They said he was weird. But to think of it, if we weren't weird, we wouldn't be as funny, If you're just normal, you're just lame, you just got nothing funny about you. You're just trying to act like a normal person. And and not say anything weird, something sus. Back then, they said it was weird. They still think he's weird now, I think, but I don't talk to those friends no more. I'll get to that in a second, but I talked to them, and they said he was weird, so I was like, maybe y'all wrong. So I would talk to Pedro a lot more than my other friends, because Pedro actually liked stuff that I liked too. Not like the other friends didn't, but barely. So basically, I only had one true friend, and that friend was Pedro. You know, and we still talk now. I actually I was with Pedro yesterday, you know, hanging out with him, doing sword fights, feeling like kids again. Pedro is my best friend. And, you know, we like this. We're basically brothers now. So, Pedro and I, amazing friends. But let's get back to first grade. First grade, there was this girl. Well, if I'm going to explain this, I'm going to have to go in kindergarten, before first grade. So kindergarten, there used to be this bully that I used to have, right? His name was Tayshawn. Tayshawn had the most disgusting skin ever. It was the driest shit that can possibly be. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But before, I mean, if he had a skin condition, or his family wasn't really taking care of him, or his family was just broke, then I don't have a problem with that. But if you're not taking care of yourself, you need to get checked. As I was saying, he was basically my school bully. So I used to have this girl that I like. Her name was Erin. So Erin used to be harassed by Tayshawn because he found out that I liked her. So he was like, look, I got your little girlfriend. And I used to get mad. I was like, yo, get your hands off. And I remember Erin, like, put her arm away and just, like, slapped him. So I was like, you okay? She was like, yeah. So we're going to first grade now. First grade, you know, I'm just doing my work, stuff like that. Tayshawn is still in the school. So Erin was sitting next to me. I'm doing my work. She stops me from doing my work. She, like, said, hey, Noel, and then puts her hand on my lap. So I'm like, So she starts to tell me, I have a crush on you, and I was hoping you'd be my boyfriend, because I'm seeing a lot of other kids having boyfriends, so I thought I'd just ask you out, because I really like you. So I was like, oh. I was like, all right. I gave her a hug, and now we were boyfriend and girlfriend. So I was happy as shit. This is my first girlfriend ever. So I was, school ended. I was happy. I was skipping around, stuff like that. And I remember telling my brothers, I got a girlfriend. He was like, really? What was her name? I was like, her name's Erin. So then they just start to fucking mock me for no reason. I'm like, oh my goodness, Erin's a boy's name. That's an Attack on Titan's name. I'm like, what? So I just say, shut up, bro. You mad because you don't got one. So then I remember before school almost ended, she was transferring. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, damn, I can't really do anything. It's like her choice. She used to have like two sisters. It was twins. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, geez, I can't really do anything about it because it's her mom's choice. So I didn't even give her a hug or a kiss or nothing. I sat there just looking at her. She was looking at me too. And then she said, all right, see you guys. And I was like, oh my God, why the fuck did I didn't come up to her and give her a hug or a kiss? So I'm just in shame. I'm like, damn, my girlfriend really just left. And I didn't have a phone either. I didn't have a phone. There was no Instagram, nothing like that, bro. I was just sitting there. wonder what I could have done. You know, to this day, I still wonder where she is, because after that, I don't know really much about what she's doing. You know, sometimes I'm just like, maybe if I look on Instagram or Facebook, maybe I'll find her and talk to her. But, you know, I can't really do that now. And also, this is like a filler thing. There was this girl, I think that was named Desire. It was like almost the end of school again. It was like a new student. Desire, one time when we was just like sitting in the carpet. No, this is 4th grade, my bad. We all sitting in the carpet. And she come out of nowhere and said, "Whoever jerked off, do not touch me." I'm like, what? Everyone just stopped talking. Everyone in the circle, like in the carpet, just like, where the fuck did that even come from? It was weird. But anyways, let me tell you how I met my friends. I don't have as much friends, but I have like 6 friends, like 6 best friends. So one, as you know, Gunson Plays, aka Grayson, a friend that I've met throughout another friend that I used to have. So basically, the friends I've made is always friends from other people, like friend to friend to friend. It basically, I get introduced by these people by another person. Let me fix up my grammar. So it's Grayson, aka Gunson Plays, another friend, Pedro, Steven, Omari, Damien, and my other friend named Antonio. So, let me see. I already told you about Pedro and how I met him. Let me tell you how I met Grayson, Gunson Plays. So, I've met Gunson Plays out of another friend of mine that I used to have. His name, listen, I'm not gonna say his name. So I've met him. Let's just call this random person. Let's see. Scott. So I met Scott out of another, like, he was a new kid in 4th grade. Scott, he was a little weird. Not like Pedro, funny, weird thing. He was just weird. So he was a new kid. Of course, he's gonna be popular since he's the new one. So my friends, the bad friends that didn't like Pedro, they really liked him. I don't know why. So they introduced him to me. I look at him weird. I'm like, because I don't know how to feel about this kid. You know, I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? I give him a handshake, boom. And then I start to talk to Scott a lot more. He gave me his gamer tag, and then this is when I met Grayson. He invited someone to the party. I'm like, he said, yeah, I'm gonna invite a friend to my party. I'm like, all right, I'll stay. So then I see Gunson Plays his name used to be Grayson Plays. It wasn't Gunson. So it said Grayson Plays joined the party. So I'm like, who is this guy? I'm not gonna lie, Grayson's voice used to be I mean, it is still, but for a person's age like that, used to be so fucking deep. I don't know why. I'm like, what's wrong with his voice? So I'm sitting there. Grayson he introduced himself to me. So I introduced myself to him. We start playing GTA, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, me and Grayson were almost not friends because of me. After we got done, I told him I was gonna go. So Grayson adds me as a friend. So I add him back as a friend. But I second thought it. I was like, you know, maybe he's only like a one-time friend, right? Like one-time played with thing. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna unfriend him. But then we start playing. Then we played again. So I was like, you know what? Maybe he's actually gonna play with me a lot more. So I added him as a. is that guy serious? So I added him back as a friend again. I was like, yeah, maybe we're gonna play a lot more. So we actually did start playing a lot more. And I was like, you know what? This guy's amazing. Because the amount of funniness he had, the amount of energy, and he'll talk like stuff that I like. I was like, this guy's perfect. And we still play to this day, as you know, because we posted videos with each other in it. And he really inspired me to start YouTube. Along with other people like Pedro, because they started YouTube. So I was like, geez. And I always used to tell him, and I still tell him, I'm like, my #1 goal is to get famous off of YouTube. I want to have a funny fan base, people to talk to, and people to care about me. And I'll care about them. So, because it's like, if I get famous off of YouTube, it's like having a big family. So, it was like, don't worry, bro, you'll make it. So I'm like, all right. And of course, I believe in them. They believe in me. And we always put each other aside, like, put ourselves aside and worry about each other even more. That's what people do, like real friends do, including family. We always care about each other before ourselves. So, you know, Scott wasn't really there anymore. Like, he stopped talking to us. We don't really talk to him anymore. The last time I think we talked to him was like 2020. I don't know. That's the last time. So basically 4 years ago. Yeah, but Scott was gone. Me and Scott had some differences. You know who I'm talking to, Scott, and you know your real name. Watch what you say. So, boom. Now let me tell you how I met Omari. Omari was a new kid from the new school. So I remember leaving my old school at 5th grade to go to a different school that my brother goes to. And, you know, I was a new kid. It was December 20th when I first came to that school. And it was literally the last day for winter break. So I was like, okay. The school wasn't bad. I actually liked it more than my old school. So we came back at like January 2nd, I believe. Boom, like 8 days later, there was this new kid. His name was Omari. Omari was, I really liked when he walked in, because he walked in, I was a big fan of FNAF. He walked in with a FNAF book bag and FNAF lunchbox. I was like, yeah, this could be my new friend. So Omari sat at my table. So I was like, hey, what's your name? He was like, Omari. I was like, my name's Noel. Like, what you like to do? He was like, oh yeah, I like to watch FNAF and play it. I was like, oh, me too. And that's when we started to bond more. But eventually, you know, I don't really like FNAF anymore. It's kind of like kiddish to me. I mean, I still got a place in my heart, but I don't know. I just grew out of FNAF. I don't really play or watch anything about it. 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. We're friends, and we're still our friends. So 8th grade, you know, that was our peak. We played around a lot. I remember dragging him around the fucking floor in the gym. It was just so funny. I would just drag him around the floor because I'm strong. Omari, he didn't mind me dragging him on the floor. He would like scream, but not like a harmful scream. It was like, even though we're just having fun. People would watch us and people would laugh. People also found Omari weird, but again, if people aren't a little weird, you're not as funny as that weird person. I'm not talking about the bad weird, not like Dream or whatever. I'm talking about like the funny weird, you know, where like you're just funny and just talk weird, like I'm gonna take your butt, like that. Don't say that to children, by the way. No. But you know, people found him weird. I don't know why. It's just like, without that weird person, the school wouldn't be as funny. Cause you know the class clown is also weird too, because they also make weird jokes. But I don't know the reason why I don't know. But you know, me and Omari playing around, and then we graduated. Graduation started. Leo. What the hell? But you know, we graduated. That was like the last time we saw each other. It's very sad, certainly because, you know, that was the last time we saw each other and we had to go to different schools. Now we're in high school. We still talk to each other. I actually spoke to him yesterday. But that is the last time we saw each other. We still talk, but never met after that. Antonio, I met him in kindergarten. We used to, I used to have friends that me and these two friends used to bully him. It was twins. We used to bully him. But after in second grade, I put the hate aside. I started to realize what am I doing? And second grade is when I really became more nice. See, kindergarten, pre-K, first grade, I used to just be an asshole. But second grade, that's when it all stopped right there. It's like I just had a vision. Oh yeah, let me show you a little person of mine. Oh, come here. See this little guy. This little guy is named Leo. We actually picked him up not that long ago. October this year. Last year, October. Because, you know, we're not in 2023 no more. We picked him up at October 9th. The little boy was out there stranded. Ain't that right, Leo? He's a beautiful boy. And he's a nice, beautiful boy. But, you know, besides that, I put all the hatred aside. I was like, you know what, Antonio? Put all the hate aside and let's just be friends, right? He was like, okay, we shook hands. And that's when we spoke a lot. So, you know, I still speak to him time to time still, but not as much. I gotta really start talking to my friends a lot more and start the conversations. But next up, let's see the list. Pedro, Grayson, Omari, Antonio, Damien. See, Damien, he was in the new school that I was at. I met him throughout my brother. My brother told me about Damien, and I met him in 4th grade. What are you doing, boy? 4th grade, he told me, yo, you want to come to Damien's house? I'm like, okay. He's like, all right, get dressed. His mom's coming. So I met him. I was like, you don't really look bad. You don't look like a bad person. So throughout that, you can hear Damien in, I think, Grayson's YouTube. Gunson plays, you know? So I think you can hear it without his YouTube. What is he doing up there? We met, we talked, and, you know, we liked what each other liked, and we started to talk a lot more. He's actually in my Xbox party as we speak. I'm actually doing this video as they're alone in the party, Grayson and Damien. And by the way, if you guys ever wonder, because I'm gonna have videos where my brother's in the background. If you ever wonder who's talking in the background, it's my brother. We actually go in the same room as each other. So if you ever wonder, that is my brother. And there's nothing I can really do about that either, because we both go in the same room. And my other two brothers, because, you know, it's 4 of us, are in different rooms. But, you know. So I remember we talked, played with each other still. Now let's go with, what you call it? Steven. So Steven, I met him out of Pedro, like at 8th grade. Steven, I remember he told me, I'm gonna have a friend here. I was going to his house. He's like, I'm gonna have a friend here. His name is Steven. So I'm like, okay. So I came to his house. I see a guy in his bed. I'm like, okay. And Pedro's just playing on his PC. So I'm like, So I introduced myself to him. No. It was actually Pedro. He introduced him to me. So he was like, yo, this is Noel, and Noel, this is Steven. So we shook hands, and I started to talk to him. I'm like, what you like to do? He was like, oh yeah, I like to play video games, Fortnite. I was like, okay. So I added him as a friend. Started to play with him. I still talk to him. Me and Pedro still talk to him. His birthday was actually a couple days ago. So, we're playing, and we go outside, just, going to parks or whatever, feeling like kids. So, that's basically what, how I met my friends in my school life.
Also, I did beat Tayshawn in the fight in the 4th grade. You remember when I told you, like, he was my school bully? Yeah, no. I was his school bully now. Look who was the king. 4th grade, I was punching him out in the lunch and, outside. So what I basically did is, I had enough of his bullshit, and he was still talking shit in the 4th grade for so long. It's like kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and then when it came to 4th, I got in there. I was in there. If you said pause, resume. Resume right now. Resume. But anyways, I started boxing him out, and then I had him against the wall like this, like an elbow. So, and he was choking. I was like, say sorry. So I had my elbow against his neck, and he couldn't breathe. So he was saying, I'm sorry. So that's when I let go. Bro, almost, yeah, you know what happened. He almost, dead. But anyways, I gotta let y'all know that, just to clarify. Ew. Oh, cut the camera off, man.
But anyways, besides that, I think this is the time where I have to go. I love talking about myself in my past life, what I used to do back then, what I do now, But anyways, it's time for me to go. I know. But if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below what you would like to see next, or if you want me to do some more story times. But, with that being said, have a good day. See you later.